He owns every single game collegiate scoring record and became an overnight celebrity after dropping 138 points in one game. Whatever happened to Grinnell legend Jack Taylor? Taylor grew up in Southern California, where he first developed a love for basketball. Despite being undersized, Taylor would frequently attend camps at high-profile universities. And as he entered high school, Taylor honed in on his scoring abilities. He attended Black River Falls High School in Wisconsin, where he spent 4 years on the varsity team. After a senior season in which he averaged over 20 points per game, Taylor still struggled to gain traction in recruiting circles. Unable to secure a Division I scholarship, Taylor decided to take a post-grad year at Mercersburg Academy in Pennsylvania. But just 9 games into his only season at Mercersburg, Taylor tore his ACL as well as his lateral meniscus. After missing the remainder of the season, Taylor was faced with very few collegiate options. He settled on Division III University of Wisconsin lacrosse. Taylor sat out his first college season recovering from his injuries. But the injuries combined with his bench role resulted in Jack losing his passion for basketball altogether. Ultimately, he decided to leave UW lacrosse in favor of Grinnell College, a small school in Iowa with fewer than 2,000 students. There was one thing that separated Grinnell from any other college basketball team on the planet: the system. The Grinnell system was implemented by then head coach David Arsenault and involved a run-and-gun style that focused on playing no defense, cherry-picking, and only shooting threes. In other words, it was heaven for a scorer like Jack. In his first season with Grinnell, Jack immediately became one of the team's first scoring options. And during that season, Jack would etch his name into basketball history. On November 20th of 2012, Jack would play 36 minutes in a 179-104 victory over Faith Baptist Bible School. Yes, that's apparently a real school. Jack had 108 shot attempts in that game, making 52 of them. A ridiculous 71 of those attempts were from behind the arc, and he made 27 of those. Toss in 7 free throws, and it adds up to a 138-point scoring outburst. Crazy. To this day, Taylor still owns the records for most field goals, most field goal attempts, most threes, most three-point attempts, and of course, most points in a single game. And just like that, Taylor went from obscurity to overnight sensation. Kobe and LeBron both gave him recognition, while dozens of other NBA players began tweeting about Taylor's performance. Taylor was being covered by basically every major media outlet and received over 300 interview requests following that game. 1 year later, Taylor would hit the century mark again, this time dropping 109 points against Crossroads College. Despite Taylor's reputation as a certified bucket getter, his performances came against low-level programs, and scouts didn't see a future for Taylor in the NBA. After graduating in 2015, Taylor stepped away from basketball to focus on building his family. He married his high school sweetheart in 2014 and had their first child in 2016. Around that time, Taylor told the media he no longer had an interest in playing or even watching the game of basketball. Taylor decided to move back to Black River Falls, Wisconsin, and start his own video production company. He spends much of his time posting to his YouTube channel, which has over 15,000 subscribers. And a few years ago, Taylor laid claim to another record when he built a 40-foot tall snowman, which he says is the tallest in Wisconsin state history. This past October, Taylor returned to the basketball court for the first time in over 5 years. In honor of the 10-year anniversary of his record-breaking game, Taylor went undercover as a recruit at a Grinnell practice. While Taylor's basketball life is behind him for the most part, his time at Grinnell will forever cement him as part of the sport's history.